Hey guys, so I am reviewing American Vampire. And technically it is a DC title, but it's under the Vertigo line. To be clear, this is not a superhero title, not in the least. It is much more in the horror genre. It's written by Scott Snyder, Raphael Alberque, yes, that's his name, and the legendary. The year is 1925, and we are about 30 miles away from Los Angeles. A father and a young kid are driving back from the kid's first experience, seeing a motion picture. The kid talks about how cool of an experience it was, and at the same time we see a mysterious figure in a hood with an oil lamp looking into what seems to be an abandoned car. The narration is from the point of view of the kid, and he keeps talking about the details of the movie. The fact was, it wasn't a theater as we think of it. It was basically kind of a dollar store back then, and the grocer and his wife took a storage room and set up a makeshift Nickelodeon. This kid was in awe of what he saw. Of course, the action on the page was a lot different, to say the least. This mysterious figure investigates the car and finds a survivor. We transition to a Hollywood set, and it really does look like something that Cecil B. DeMille would direct. This is where we first meet our heroine of the series, and her name is Pearl. Pearl and her friend are making the most of being extras on set. The two ladies see an actor. I would venture to say he's the actor. They call him Mr. Hamilton, but he seems to be a fictional version of like Errol Flynn or like a Clark Gable type. These ladies are simping for him big time. On their way home, they encounter a pretty unusual guy in a wife beater and Daisy Dukes. He definitely rubs them the wrong way. The redhead calls him gross and asks him if he's a sex fiend. Homeboy kinda has a grungy, mysterious type of guy thing going. Later that night, we're at a speakeasy type of place. I bet those were awesome. Pearl knocks on the door and is let in by the bouncer. We find out she works there as a cigarette girl at night, as well as being a movie extra by day. You gotta respect her hustle. The next morning, Pearl is off work, well, her second job, and is accompanied by the guitar player from the club. He's definitely subtly hitting on her, but he's being very respectful about it. And he kind of looks like Dick Tracy. That's pretty cool. As they walk and talk, the guitar player lets it slip that he's, well, they call it a gentleman wayfarer instead of a hobo. Pearl lets him know she has a tattoo. Of course, this is pretty unusual for 1925, especially for a woman. Also, I want to point out how cool 1920s look back on the set. A bit of good luck comes to Pearl. Mr. Hamilton finally notices her. He's very much using his power of being all suave and good looking and can pull off a mustache. He's talking about her being a princess of Atlantis and looking great in a clamshell bed. Whatever the heck that is, I'm guessing it looks like a clamshell. Anyway, his motive is to invite her to, well, let's call it an industry party. As Pearl returns home, she encounters the handsome, mysterious, grungy guy again. You know, the one in the Daisy Dukes. Pearl acknowledges that this bum is kind of cute, but also calls him a jerk. Sometimes those go hand in hand, but that's neither here nor there. She lets it slip that she's going to an industry party. Our mysterious man warns her not to go. Pearl and her bestie arrive at the party, and it's pretty opulent. There are big-time producers and directors. Interesting enough, Lon Chaney is mentioned. Oh, Mr. Hamilton is there. Of course he is. And he's got a pretty blonde lady on his arm. Mr. Hamilton, being the gentleman, he escorts Pearl and introduces her to the patrons of the party. Of course, Pearl introduces herself and tries to steady her nerves. It's pretty clear she's in a room with vampires, and the main vampire gives one of those bad guy monologues about how movie stars will beg for her attention. He says he'll make films about her, but at the moment he doesn't want to hear anything she has to say. Well, I think this page pretty much speaks for itself. Damn, it's pretty dope though. Well, what do you guys think? I'll be honest, this is a different type of comic for me. It's the first horror title that I've reviewed, and I really like the fact that it takes place in the 20s. Of course, with Snyder and King writing, you can't go wrong. I like the fact that the protagonist is a young, naive girl looking for a big break in Hollywood and gets involved in something that's way over her head. I know it's a classic trope, but it's still effective when done right. I think I might go with this title for a little bit. Just an FYI, my reviews will be probably a quicker turnaround from the previous ones. I'm probably going to do full pages, not panels. I just want to see how it goes. So, I'm trying to do more reviews, less narration. I mean, there's always going to be some, but anyway, I'm babbling. Fare thee well, my friends. Take care.